Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here with Crypto Elite, and today is a big day because it's the weekly close and it is the first week of July. So it's also the monthly close, which happened, a couple days ago. And, things are looking really bullish. I'm not going to lie. From a TA perspective, things are looking like they want to go up. So we're going to keep on looking at the charts and we're going to check it out, see if we could get into anything. And just I want to go through a ton of coins. I want to basically just go through as many coins as possible. So if you want to know what coins I go through, just check the description or check the timestamps or look at the comments, and I will post all of the different coins on there. And then at the end, usually towards the end of them, is when I do a recap. So I do my analysis and then I do a little recap at the end of the different coins. So I'm going to start off with Bitcoin, then go through the main ones, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETH, BTC. I'll do ES1, NASDAQ, the dollar, dominance levels, all of that good stuff. And then we'll start going into the other coins, and I'll do the USDT charts and the BTC charts, because if a coin is lining up at the support on the Bitcoin chart, or on the USD chart and on the Bitcoin chart, and things are looking bullish, then that's usually a really good buy. So we're going to do that. So starting off with Bitcoin, let's take a look at Bitcoin on the monthly charts. June closed right here. So June actually, first off, last month made a new all-time high, and it closed above the previous swing high, which means that this is a bullish market structure break, which means that on the monthly time frame, if we plot this level out, this right here is now the bullish order block on the monthly time frame, which means that probably the lowest price that Bitcoin's gonna dip down to would be $29,250. And I really wouldn't want to see anything underneath here on the monthly chart. Maybe it dips down here on the weekly chart, but eventually this is where it's going to be staying before moving up. So I'm just gonna write that out. Okay, so I wrote that out, and not only that, but now we have closed above for the second time, the 2020-2021 yearly close / open and the 38.2 fib level. So we're pretty high. I mean, this is super bullish, and this looks like this was the first wave up, and then it moves down, and it looks like we're starting the third wave. So the third wave is usually the biggest. So that would put us pretty high up, and I could see us, like I mentioned last time, possibly up to 48,500. I'm not really sure if we're gonna get there, but the next stop that I do see is 36,000. Like I'm fairly certain that we're gonna see 36,000. So I definitely am bullish, and I definitely want to be in the markets. That's for sure. Going down into the weekly charts, we have this, which is the down move for the up move that broke all of this market structure. And so this technically is the weekly bullish order block. However, I really don't think we're going to come down here. Just like how this was the weekly bullish order block on this move before this giant move up, and we didn't even get anywhere close to that. Same thing how, sorry, let me go back real quick. There you go. Same thing how this right here was the bearish order block on the weekly time frame before this giant move up, and we hardly even got back to, we never got even close to that either. Same thing for this one. This is the weekly order block for this move up, and I really don't think we're gonna come back down there to 27,400. So I'm not really gonna count that. What I might count though is this right here from this top to this bottom. So this move, because this is within the monthly, and this is at, let's see, 28,500. So I could see it possibly coming down, tagging this on the weekly time frame within the monthly time frame bullish order block, and then moving up from there. So I really think that this right here is probably the lowest level that we'll see if we do see a dump, which is 28,500. Yep, and then going down into the daily time frame, I plotted this out, range 1, range 2, range 3. This is also the deviation. And so now we're all the way back in range 1. So if we jump up, which is what I think we're going to do, it just makes even more sense that we're going to go at least to 36K, because we probably wouldn't just go, jump up out of this range and then just stall anywhere down here or in the middle. Like, we'd probably jump up to here at least. Just like how back here, when we jumped out of this range, we really just flew straight up to range 1, right when we jumped out of range 2. And same thing when we jumped out of range 3 back into range 2. We jumped all the way to the top of range 2. So I think if we jump out of range 1, we'll go straight up to at least the bottom of this range right here, which I guess you could call range A. And this is also the 61.8 of this move down from this top to this bottom. And so that's the 61.8, and it's the 38.2. So yeah, 36K, huge bias for selling pressure over at 36K. So I would definitely be very weary once we get up there. But until we get there, I'm bullish. Okay, so in summary, for Bitcoin, 28,500 is the area that I would long if it comes down there. And if it comes up to 35,500, that is the area that I would definitely be looking for shorts if it comes up here, and I have a bias that it's going to come up here before it comes back there, or that it's going to come up here and not even come back down here. So that is Bitcoin. Okay, so that was Bitcoin, and now let's move on to Ethereum. So looking at Ethereum on the monthly chart, this looks extremely bullish to me. This is massively bullish. The fact that first we had this huge wick up here with no follow through, first off, that's bullish. Second off, we had this doji candle for the month of May, and then we had an extremely bullish hammer candle for the month of June. So even though this is at the resistance, so it's not technically the most bullish thing, because this type of candle is the most bullish when it happens at the supports. This is still extremely bullish because of the context. Because looking at the context of the monthly chart, we had a indecision candle. Or first we had a very bearish candle, followed by an indecision candle, followed by a very bullish candle. So the fact that we went from everyone wants to sell to, I don't know, to everyone wants to buy, that's bullish in my opinion. So looking at that, I believe that Ethereum is going to see a massive move up. I really do believe that Ethereum is going to see a massive move up. And I would have to think that it's going to come around the same place that Bitcoin is looking to go to, which is the 38.2 and the 61.8 of this move down, which would be for Ethereum just around $2,500. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart for Ethereum. Well, this one tells of the same story, but obviously on a lower time frame. So we had this weekly high, lower high, and then finally this right here was the breakout. Huge bullish, very bullish looking formation right here, followed by a nice bullish candle for the following week. And now, it just seems like it's going to continue up. That's what this looks like. Absolutely. Because these three candles right here, just as a little education for you, it started right here. So what you could do is you could draw this out on the chart. It started right here. So you draw this out. And it ended right here. So this is what it looks like. It started right here. It ended right here, right? So if you draw that out as, you could hardly even do it as, but if you draw it out as a rectangle, and I'll just post the rectangle, I'll put the rectangle like white so that you could see what it looks like. All right. Then everything that happened underneath of this is a wick, and everything that happened above it is a wick. So technically, these candles right here, this one, and this one, ended up forming something that looked like this, a very long wick candle down, followed by a move up. And so if you draw that out, that's what it looks like. And I mean, come on, this is a very bullish candle. It means that the people tried to drive the price down, but then everyone was so bullish that it drove the price all the way back up, and it even put the price a little bit higher than where it started, following, and then fell back down just slightly. But this means that there were so many buyers down here that the bears lost control and the bulls are in full control. So that's what I see when I'm looking at this. Plus, of course, like I mentioned last time, when I was super bullish, Bitcoin reached its previous all-time high right there, and Ethereum has yet to do that. So at minimum, it's going to 2100. But considering that I think Bitcoin's going to go past this, and it's already moving past this, and it already moved up significantly. I think Bitcoin's going to 35.5 or 36. That makes me think that Ethereum's going to go to at least 2500. And so I am very, very bullish on Ethereum, and this is the weekly chart on Ethereum. So let me just do a little bit more. And on the lower time frames for Ethereum, I'm not sure if I just mentioned this, but 2147, really 2120 if you want to be safer, is not guaranteed, but it looks inevitable to me. And it's like, look at the fib. We came all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 waves up, hit the 38.2 on the first wave down, and now it looks like we're on wave 3, which is probably going to be up here before coming back down, and then probably shooting up somewhere up here before doing a 3 wave down, followed by another 5 wave up to 2500. But yeah, this right here seems pretty much, I don't want to say it's in the bag, but it seems pretty much in the bag. And if you want to get like a really solid entry, I suppose you could do this right here. So looking at this time frame, the 12-hour time frame, you can see that we had the move down, move up, move down, followed by the move. Well, we'll probably have to go into a lower time frame, to be honest, to really get there. Yeah, this is pretty much it. So this is the bullish breaker. So honestly, I would say that if we're lucky enough to come back down to 1926, this is where I would long, and I would long up to 2100, or maybe just honestly just punt along right now, and then just stop loss goes there and target up here. That's another option. And so that was Ethereum against USD. Now looking at Ethereum against Bitcoin, like I mentioned last time, I said that every time that we drop below a key support level on the Bitcoin, Ethereum Bitcoin chart, we tend to rebound, just like how we rebounded here when we dropped below this major support. We rebounded up, and same how we rebounded all the way up after dropping below this support. Same thing when we dropped even below the very first time we dropped below the support, down here, we ended up rebounding up. And so we just keep on rebounding up below whenever we drop below supports. So that's what I said last time. I said, I think we're going to rebound. And that was down here. So I did get some Ethereum, and this is looking really good. I'm very happy with this because for Ethereum, we had this major support and we crashed underneath of it. It acted as a resistance, and now we busted above it. So Ethereum against Bitcoin, this is why I'm going heavy into Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin, is because since we're above it, this is exactly what I drew out. We go above the major support resistance area, and now it's a SR flip, and boom, tap it, which is what we did there, and then we move up. So first target would be right here, and second target would be the high of the range. And I would assume that we're going to hit the high of the range, simply because if you look at the dominance chart for alts, we hit the major support and now we're moving up. So I would assume that we're gonna move up, and once this gets up to here, I'll be a little bit worried, but really, we have some time. We have some time for alts to keep on moving up. And even if they do come down, we'll probably see a double bottom, or we'll see a move down into this order block before, a continuation move up. That's what it looks like to me. That's really what's looking like. So looking at the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart, I would rather be in ETH because we had this reclaim, this nice reclaim. So I'll just write that out, and I'll, put this in my Discord and on Twitter and stuff. Oh, and I also want to just say one more thing. This is the USD Ethereum chart, and just look at this. This is a classic pattern right here. Down move before the up, and then boom. So this is like a V-shaped recovery, and typically when this happens, V-shape, you come back down to the support or just above the support, which is exactly what it did, and then you rock it up to the left side. This happens very, very often. It happened it happened right here. Move down, V-shape up, move back down, and then shot back up. And this one right here, this was at the original. This one was at the original resistance, because I am seeing this too, but this never, yeah, this isn't the same, because this one did not come down and break market structure back here. This one, you see how this right here, there was major support. This whole area was major support, and then it crashed underneath of it and then shot all the way back up. Yeah, same thing with this one. There was major support. This whole area is major support, crashed underneath of it and then shot back up. This right here, there was major support right here, and it just went back to the support. So this was just a range play, and it's not the same. It's completely different. This, let me see if there's another one, but you get the point. You get the point. Major support, breach of support, shoot up, and then you look left and you target the highs. So these were the previous highs, and look at that. So breach of the support, move up, target the highs to the left. And so, yeah, I just noticed that as well. So I'm really bullish on Ethereum right now. And that is Ethereum. So let's go on to some other stuff. All right, guys. So now we have Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I just want to take this moment to say that if you're watching this video and if this is helpful, please like this video right now. Give it a like. I'm making these videos for free and I'm not sponsored or anything. So all I ask for is that you like, you subscribe, and if you could leave a comment just saying, good job, awesome analysis, love the videos, whatever, it's all good, that would be awesome. Also, I do want to say that I will be doing my Fundamental Friday videos. I looked at the comments from the last video. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff right now, making a lot of content, so I have to get to that, but I'll try to get to that as soon as possible. So yeah, please like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, leave a comment, and let's keep on going. Okay, so the next thing I want to go over is actually the stock market. That's just the S&P 500, because it's the main thing. I'm really proud of myself because I wrote this way back here, close up here and hold above here and this level, which is what we did right there, and get super bullish, and that's exactly what happened. So we closed up here and got super bullish on the stock market. Yeah, we're coming into this next big resistance right around here. We have a little bit more room to go, but I mean, at this point, what can you say? I thought we were supposed to have some major crash. Where's that? The stock market's almost at its new all-time highs. Like, it's nuts. So it looks like the stock market's going to continue going up. And the reason why I think this is happening and why I'm actually bullish on the stock market is because in 2024, there's going to be another presidential election. And I think that the stock market is being propped up and it's being pushed up higher because the president wants to look good. So it's going to just continue to make it go higher. And I'm pretty sure that BlackRock and everyone who's in control always does this, and that whenever there's a presidential election, the stock market always goes higher from 1 year before the election to up around the election cycle. And then after that, it's typically, the market goes down or the market just explodes even more. But typically right before the election cycle happens, the markets tend to go up. So I'm thinking that it's gonna, even if it obviously does dip, it's gonna continue going up. And honestly, I think we're gonna see new all-time highs in the stock market this year, because or up to next year, just in preparation of the presidency election. And we all know it's rigged, and we all know it's all BS. So it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me to see that. So we have, that for the S&P 500. And I mean, look at what's going on with NASDAQ too. Just nonstop moving up, just month after month after month after month. I mean, it would have been really nice to just take everything from crypto and throw it all into just the main stock market, the ES and NASDAQ over the last couple months, honestly, since November of 2022. But again, actually, I mean, even if you got out of the bottom, the NASDAQ is up 44%, but Bitcoin is up from November 22 over 100%. So Bitcoin's actually obviously outperforming these. So that is why I like the cryptocurrency assets more, is because of the greater volatility. But sometimes it does seem like the stock market has just as much volatility as crypto. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that, and I think it's a good idea to continue to just dollar cost average into, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, Tesla, Apple, and whichever companies you deem to be really good. Personally, what I'm doing with the stock market is I'm doing exactly what I just said, and then I also took $1,000 and I put it into 5 different AI companies. I did this quite a bit ago, like a while ago, and I just am gonna ride them out, because what if one of them becomes a unicorn and does 1,000x or 100x? That would be pretty amazing, and I think that it's possible with the AI sector that some of these companies are gonna actually do that. So I'm really excited about AI, and in fact, I'll look up the ones that I bought in another video, and I'll share them with you there. But yeah, that's one thing that I did with the stock market. And as far as the stock market goes, I mean, it's nothing but green. It's literally nothing but green. We're having very, very, very little red months at all. And I mean, at this point, yes, we are in the premium zone. So typically, if this is the range from the top to the bottom, you want to get in the discount zone. Like, so if it comes up and then comes back down, that's when you want to get in, and you want to sell in the premium zone. So it's getting to be obviously super high, but it is what it is. And I don't until we see a market structure shift to the downside, until we see that, it's bullish, and you have to respect it. You have to respect that it's bullish. Unless we come back down and we close underneath here, it's going to remain bullish. So I'll keep a look at this, each week. And if it does have a bearish market structure shift to the downside, then I'll, be cautious. But until that happens, yeah, it's remaining bullish. So that was the stock market. And now let's go into some more alts. All right, so I'm going to do a lot of the alts that I've been doing over the last couple weeks with the checking the charts videos and my market update videos. So we're going to start off with HBAR, because this one seemed super interesting to me. So let me go into here. We had the weekly time frame, and before I said that if we, close up here, then that will be super bullish on one along. But so far, what we've been doing is basically, we got the rejection from this area, came down, and now we are looking for long. So let me go down to the lower time frame. All right, so I'm in the lower time frames. It looks like I missed my entry by about 1 cent for HBAR. This was my entry right here, and obviously it came down. You could slightly just see that there's a little gap right there, so that's unfortunate. But now it is looking sort of like that setup that I said before, where we had this, major support. We fell down below the support, came back up, tagged. This one actually fell down below it, but it's probably going to, in my opinion, it's going to move back up. So I actually had a short position on from right here, took some profit right here. And then as the price was coming up, I'm like, nah, I'm definitely going to get stopped out if I keep this open. So I got out of it. And now, because my bias is my bias is long, I don't think it's going to come back down here and give us this entry. This should have been the entry, actually, I guess. Well, not I guess, like, no, I know, like, this should have been the entry for sure on this time frame right here. So I'm looking at this, and we had, what do we have? We have the bullish market structure break right there. And this move was well, actually, where is it? Here it is. This right here was the up move for the down move that broke the market structure, and then we came back up. So this technically would have been the bearish order block, but now it is a bullish breaker. So as long as we remain within this bullish breaker, that is the game plan. This is where I would long for HBAR. And so it's at the support, and it's the bullish breaker, not to mention the bullish order block is right here. Yes, we are within the weekly bearish order block, but the way things are going right now and the way that this structure looks, I'm more bullish. So what I would do in this case is I would just stack my orders in. I would stack it in somewhere around there. I'd probably put my I'd put my stop. I don't know if I would put it here or if I would just simply put my stop down there and target target up here. That's probably what I would do, to be honest, is I would have a wider stop. So I would much prefer to have a wider stop in these situations and simply just, ride it out and stack my orders in to limit my risk, but still get my fills. So that's what I would do for HBAR. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart as well, the HBAR against BTC. And like I mentioned last time, this is why I like it, is because I think that this is finally going to break. I think it's going to move up. If we look at the daily chart, you can see that we had this major resistance. We tried breaking through it once, and are we going to break through it again? Well, it's looking like we might. So I'm jumping the gun here. I would be jumping the gun going into HBAR so soon, and I technically it would be much safer to wait to get into HBAR until this actually closed above here, to be honest. So you could either wait until it closes above here to get in, or you could simply get in now and hope that you're right with a stop underneath here. So there's two different options. Those are the two different options for HBAR. Okay, so next up we have MATIC. So let's look at MATIC weekly time frame. We got this very big SR level. So I do think that it's probably gonna come up to here and possibly get rejected. I'm not the biggest fan of MATIC. I do, like I've been mentioning for the last couple of weeks, I do think that if it comes back down here, it would be a much better long for MATIC, just given a lot of the fundamental stuff that's going on. But otherwise, if the entire market goes up, then MATIC's going to go up regardless. And so looking at it on the lower time frames, just like how HBAR had that diagonal resistance, MATIC also has this diagonal resistance you could see right here, which honestly makes this a very good shorting opportunity right here. And so I'm super, super long on a lot of my bets right now. But if MATIC happens to pump up here, this would actually be a really great hedge against all the longs that I have, because the shorting opportunity and the trade setup for the short is just so good, So that's what I would do, is I'm just going to wait until it pops up here, and then I would short it, and I'd still have all my longs open, and that would counteract a lot of longs that I have. So that's what I'm waiting for MATIC. Looking at it on the Bitcoin chart, I do see that it has broken out of this, descending pattern right here. And so I don't know, MATIC against Bitcoin doesn't actually look too bad, which does make me like the what do you call it, the USDT charts. But this resistance is so big, it's still 10%, still about 10, 11, 12% higher than where it is now. So maybe we do see a little pump of MATIC maybe back up to here against Bitcoin. I don't know why. It's not that I don't know why. It's just like MATIC, oh man. But look at this. Crazy bullish hammer on MATIC against BTC coming into the weekly bullish order block. That's bullish. So you could do this. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to get this liquidity zone sweep for this. What you could do technically is put on a trade like this, where you have your stop underneath the wick and you target the mid of this, range right here. So you take the fib from the top to the bottom, and then you just simply target right there. And that would be the trade setup for MATIC against BTC, given how good this is. And honestly, this is so good. This is such a good looking chart that I think that it's almost, I have to take it. I have to take it because it really just gets all of my criteria. It really does. So I would do this, and I would have my first TP here, and entry goes to, not entry, stop loss to average entry once it hits there. And yeah, honestly, this is a good trade setup. Looking at MATIC against USD, it did have a bullish break. It's coming into resistance, so I don't know. I probably just wouldn't bet that much on this one, but you have to when it's this good of a trade setup. You sort of have. So yeah, that's MATIC pretty much. I like the Bitcoin chart, and so I would get in. I would trade some Bitcoin for MATIC here and stack some orders in with a stop underneath the low, and I would target right here as my TP1 and here is my TP2, and then if this gets hit before those ones do, then I will close my position out and go back into Bitcoin. But yeah, that seems like the play for MATIC. Next up, let's take a look at Optimism OP. So we got this right here. Awesome. Was able to snag it up. So really, like I've mentioned before, this line is a fairly big resistance level. So I'm a little worried about it, but I don't know. Given the charts of what everything is, things are looking extremely bullish. Last time I thought that I guess I thought that OP was going to come down here to this this 12-hour order block, but it doesn't seem to have done that unless I got in right here. This was on Friday. It's possible that I got in right here. Either way, I'm gonna delete this and look for a new setup. So this is, I don't know, OP. Maybe this is gonna be the same thing with OP against BTC. So sort of OP against BTC, where it came down of this and it touched this huge weekly order block, bullish order block on the weekly, and now it's having a big reaction off of it with the Bitcoin chart, and it moved back up, created the market structure break to the upside. So what you want to do is you want to get in on a retest of the bullish breaker, which is right here, and yeah, I mean that seems to be the play for OP against BTC, but OP against USD. I mean, a lot of times I say that things aren't as good as what I like them to be, and then things just like jump up regardless, but I am trying to trade intelligently here. And I mean, this was a huge resistance, huge support, or not huge support, but little support, and then huge resistance. So now we do have this huge resistance here. So we need to close above here. I just can't buy OP unless we close above here. That's it. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. So yeah, for OP, because of the major diagonal and horizontal support resistance flip area, I simply cannot buy until the price closes above here. Once it does, then I could buy and I could stack some orders down, stop underneath the level and target the highs and look left. But this is simply too much resistance for me, even though it may possibly go up. No, it just might possibly go up. There's no telling, but much better to get into plays where that have much clearer zones compared that without resistances like right above them compared to something like that. And it also makes me think that for the Bitcoin chart for OP, it's going to come back down to probably this area right here. So I'll just mark this out. And this is where I would want to look for longs on the OP against BTC charts, because I do like how it is in this big bullish weekly order block area, and things are obviously looking bullish as well. So maybe what's going to happen is it will come up on the USD charts and then get rejected. And when it gets rejected, it'll fall down on the BTC chart as well, and then hit here, and then on the USD chart it'll pump up and actually break. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my deal with OP. I do want to say that I do love OP when it comes to my long-term investment account, and I have it in my long-term investment account. I'm dollar cost averaging it into it in that one, and I'm just not touching it because I think it's going to do very, very well along with Arbitrum and a few others in the bull market. So I do like OP for that reason. So we have OP, and let's go on to Quant. Okay, so now we're going on to Quant Network, obviously one of my favorites. And so we came down into this major key support level and big psychological number of 100, and we bounced off of it. Then we dropped all the way back down and probably stopped everyone out who bought at 100 because they probably freaked out. And now we're moving back up. So it's looking good. The RSI is still in a good spot. The MACD is still in a solid spot. It just moved up, just moved above, so this is good. And yeah, I don't really see any reason to short it on the weekly time frame. Let's see here. We got, yeah, I mean, we got this move up into this weekly. This was the weekly bearish order block, and we moved up into it. But we sort of, yeah, we closed above it before falling back down, which is bullish, and we didn't fall below here. So it's somewhat bullish. It's like very neutral right now. All of this price action is super neutral. But given the given the market sentiment right now and the way things are looking, I would obviously think that it's going to move to the upside. But then again, Quant Network just does its own thing. That's why I just buy Quant, and I don't trade it too much. I like to just buy it and hold it. I have it. Quant is literally the #1 bag that I have that's just in my ledger. I don't touch it like ever. So I have this, and I'm looking at this, but maybe if we go down onto a lower time frame, we could see something. One thing that I do like is that, let's say that this is the range from the top to the bottom, or even from this top to this bottom. Obviously, it's down in the discount zone, so it is in the area where you would want to buy. It's bounced off of the support that it's bounced off of many times before. Things are looking pretty good. The indicators are looking pretty good. So yeah, I would look for a long, and that's what I'll do. So let's go down to a lower time frame and just see what we have here, see what we have going on. Well, what we have going on is this very bullish candle happening at this support. After we broke the market structure, we came all the way down, back down, tagged the big support, major support once more, and then shot all the way up. So now we are, I mean, honestly, we're sort of in no man's land, so this isn't really a good area to long, because we have this, let's just take this area right here. This is obviously it's a huge resistance area. So let me just do this, and we have all of these support. This was a little deviation, but then we have support, resistance. So this is really the range from here to here. We tapped that, we came all the way, popped up, tapped the resistance, came all the way back down, back to the support, and now we're coming all the way back up to the resistance. So technically speaking, there's no real area to long in here like right now, unless it comes back down to the support. So this would be where I would look to long. Let me just do this, and I'll just write that out there. Looking at Quant against Bitcoin, though, actually does make me a little concerned, because we do have this major support, and we have fallen underneath of it. So until Quant against Bitcoin closes back above here, I really probably would rather hold Bitcoin compared to Quant. And I would think that it would come back down on the BTC chart to this ideal buy zone, where it has this weekly bullish order block, and that's where I would assume that it would have its real bounce from, because Quant did actually have an insane run up against Bitcoin in 2022 while everything was going down. In 2022, Quant was just freaking going up like absolute crazy. And then back in November, that's when everything, crashed, and that's when everything crashed like drastically. So Quant was not immune to that either. But before that happened, Quant was really just actually being an absolute powerhouse. So yeah, Quant does like to play by different rules, and so I do think that against BTC, it's probably going to keep on going down. But if it does close above there, that would be really good. Going on a lower time frame chart, you could see this is some major support. So this is a major SR area, and it did have this tap of it right now. It's coming back up to it. But yeah, if Quant closes above here, that would, on the BTC chart, that would be great, because it's closing above the long, the horizontal, and the diagonal resistances. So I'm definitely going to write that in here. Okay, so that's Quant, and yeah, I would really just want the quant. I really want to get into quant once the quant against Bitcoin chart comes up above this horizontal and diagonal resistance. That would really make it such a good play. And maybe if we look back, we could see something similar to that like this. So this is some major diagonal resistance. And as you could see, as soon as it came above it against Bitcoin, it just retraced a little bit, had a few days of retracement before making this insane rally, right? So I would love it. I would love it to be able to see the same thing right here. Just giant move up right when it breaks through here. So let me bring this down a little bit. And that's what I'm going to be waiting for quant. And with that, let's go on to Link. So Link, very interesting chart here. Obviously, this is something that is clearly the power of 3. So that's the accumulation phase, followed by the manipulation, followed by a giant move up into distribution, where it'll distribute probably up here, if not even higher. So looking at this, to be honest, I did have my TP right here, but I'm not going to take a lot of profit right here. I'm only going to take maybe 5%, and then I'll raise my stop loss up to break even. So right now I'm in from down here, and I'm just going to wait. I do think that if we are lucky enough to get a pullback for Link, that it's a definite buy. So I would, just do this. This is the daily order block right here. So I would, actually, no, this would be the breaker play. So this would be the play for Link for sure, and that's what I would do. And this is actually a very good play, because not only is this the bullish breaker, but it's also in this pretty decent support area. So decent support zone right here, lots of support was right here, and it broke above it, and now we have the bullish breaker. So this is like the confirmation of this is the area that you would want to get in. Do I think that we're going to get it? Probably not, to be honest. I don't think that Link is going to come down, but I'll definitely have orders in. I will definitely have an order in here to make sure that I get in to Link, because this is a really good play. When you see an accumulation as much as this, followed by a manipulation and a move back up, yeah, I definitely want to be in pretty heavy. I'm a little upset because I sold here when it did fall, and then I waited for it to move back up, and when it moved back up, this move was so big that that I didn't buy as much as I wanted. And then when it came back down, I did buy more, but I didn't buy the same amount that I sold right here on this little move up. So I'm a little behind on Link, but that happens sometimes. At least I'm in it, and I am in it from down here, just with not as much size as I wanted to. And then the other thing is that there's the Link against BTC chart. Look at the weekly chart for this as well. So we did come into this big weekly support down here, and this is the big weekly order block as well. So we had this huge weekly order block, which was big resistance, big support. And then if we zoom in, let me get rid of all of this stuff. We can see that we actually did tap it. We just tapped it right there, and this is actually looking. Actually, never mind. I thought this was a bullish hammer candle, but it has this wick on the top, so it's not really a bullish hammer candle. But this was pretty bullish, and then we had this pretty much an indecision candle, and then we had this really nice bullish candle. So it's looking like Link against Bitcoin is going to continue to move up. And I'm sticking with my Link longs. So we have this, on the weekly, came into the bullish order block and shot up. So if we go down into the 12-hour, what do I see on the 12-hour? Well, this is very obviously huge resistance right here on the 12-hour chart, but this is looking pretty good right here. I would love to see it pop above here. That would just be freaking absolute automatic long if it pops above here. And I think any retrace is a long as well. So This is, let's see here. We have the up move, we have down move, then we have this right here. Oh man, look at this. Did this hit? No, this didn't hit. This was front ran. So this was the bullish order block, but it was front ran. Then we had this as the bullish breaker when we closed above it, and then boom, came back down and now shot back up. So now this is the bullish order block, and this was tapped. It looks like it was tapped right here. Nope, it was not tapped. So this is still the bullish order block to, you know, look for longs within. And so let me just get this, and I'll say if price comes down here, this is the, you know, this is the longing area. But man, look at these long wicks to the downside right here. It doesn't look like it's going to come back down. It looks like it just wants to rip, to be honest. And additionally, this is the major resistance, and now we, you know, came back above that. So I'd probably go into a lower time frame, to be honest. Yeah, I'd go into a lower time frame, and I would say this is more likely going to be the case. Is it's going to, hold on, let me get rid of this. Boom. It's going to come down here and probably tap this before moving up. That's what I would think is going to happen for Link against BTC. This looks like a super bullish chart. It is in the overbought territory on the RSI, and the stochastic RSI is, you know, moving up as well. And it is this no, this is not a bearish divergence. This is a bearish divergence though. So it does have a bearish divergence right now. So yeah, I would expect somewhat of a pullback, at least a small pullback on this chart. So yeah, this looks pretty clean to me. I'd probably stack one order in here and another order in right here. It's, I don't know how big of a gap. That's only 2%. Nah, I'd probably just buy it right here, put my stop down here, and then go in from there. So this would be the trade. This would be the trade setup for Link BTC. And given the chart though, given the USD chart, what that looks like, I would honestly probably do this. Target much higher. Oh shit, I might even, nah, I'd probably target here. This would be where I would target for sure. I would not want to, you know, target all the way up here. That's pretty lofty, pretty lofty goals. So yeah, that is the BTC chart against Link. The only thing I'm thinking is that this area, you know, this is a major area right there for sure of support. So it's just going to be a lot of resistance right there. So we're probably going to get a big retracement. But if it's anything like the USD chart, which looks primed, I think the USD chart is going to bring this up, and I don't see us coming back down on the BTC chart. So yeah, that's what I would do for Link. I would try to get in. I would just try to get in on Link and ride the wave up. And then the last thing for Link that I think is also worth noting is the fact that the Link against Ethereum chart actually just had the break above this diagonal resistance. So you have the confirmation from this candle right here that broke above that. Not only that, but you also have the break back above this last previous support candle that, you know, usually turns into resistance. So it was support, turned to resistance, and then it, you know, finally had the move up, the move down, and boom, now it has to move up. So Link is actually in a bullet market structure against Ethereum as well. So I am long Link, and I'm going to be longing Link. I'm going to be stacking my orders down all just within this area, just in case we do get down. I'm going to put my stop very, very wide, and I'm going to have a couple targets. So this will be one of my targets, and this will probably be my first target right around here is my first TP, and then this will be my second TP for Link against Ethereum. So that's what I want to do. Hopefully I'll get my fills for this if I don't get it. So if I don't get it for my USD pair or my Bitcoin pair, then at least I'll get it for my Ethereum pair. And you know, we'll see. Or maybe I won't get any of them, or maybe I'll get all of them. Who knows if there's a big dump. But yeah, this is, I do like Link against Ethereum because of this. Also, let's look at Link against Ethereum, just looking back, if we could do something similar to what we did with the chart against Quant. Well, yeah, it's like, look at this. This was like down, 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 but there was no break above. There was no bullish market structure anywhere around here until finally, like here we made a low, and then we made a, like, we finally like went back above here and created this, you know, higher high, this first higher high pretty much. And then we did get the retrace back into it before a big move up. So that's what I'm looking at. I don't even see, what I was planning on doing was looking and seeing if there was a diagonal resistance like that back here somewhere. I guess you could call this the diagonal resistance, looking like that, you know. And I mean, hey, even if you count this as the diagonal resistance, you can see that we popped well above it, and you know, that was a big market structure shift. And in that case, we also popped, this was also the thing that popped us back above this previous support. So then you know, would have missed you wouldn't have gotten in at first, but a few days later, about a week later, just under a week later, you would have gotten in on the retrace. So that's what I'm looking for right here. Maybe this is gonna, you know, keep on going up, but eventually what I wanted to do is come back down, be able to get in right here and then have it continue up, similar to right here. You know, maybe it keeps on going up, but then eventually I want to pop back down before jumping back up. So yeah, let's see if that happens with a Link against Ethereum and all this other stuff. And so let's keep on going. I only have a few more minutes left, so I want to get through a couple more. I'll go through KDA and VRA and whatever else I could get through on the rest of this video. Okay, so next up, I'll go into Kadena, KDA. This one's very easy. I don't know why I said like that. This one's really easy to plot out. You know, there's major resistance right here, major support right here. So there's the SR flip area. And really, I just want to close back up above here before I get into KDA. Nothing else to talk about. Really, nothing else to talk about with this. This is a major level for it and major resistance. So I do think there's a lot of selling pressure up here. It's not looking bullish at all. And then looking at the KDA against Bitcoin chart, there's no break above the diagonal resistance. There's no break above the horizontal resistance. So yeah, KDA, I'm sorry, but it looks like absolute garbage. And I'll wait until it comes back down to this weekly order block to get in for KDA. So next up, we got VRA, or Veracity, which is really cool. I think this is a AI coin as well. And we have this weekly bullish order block right here. So from this move down to here, wait, hold on a second. Let me just do this right here. This is what it should look like. And to be honest, should be like this. However, actually looking at this, down move, up move, down move, this is actually not the place that I wanted. This is not what I would want. This would actually be more accurate, being a bullish breaker, because this was the up move before the down move that broke the market structure, and we just fucking ripped right through it. So this is a bullish breaker. I would love to get in right here. I really want to get in. If it comes down here, that would be amazing, but I don't think we're gonna get that with the way things are looking right now. So I'm just going to have to take this a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more conservatively or something. I'll look for longs in the lower time frame on this chart. I want to get in right there, but things are looking so bullish that I doubt we're going to get it. So this was actually what I did last time, because I said the same thing. Things are looking so bullish that I don't think we're going to get it. But for these coins, these ones, I don't want to go crazy, you know, risky on these. I'd rather try to nail lower entries on these coins, because the volume is not as high, so they're easily manipulated. So we might see, you know, really large wicks down on these coins to get fills. That's definitely a possibility. So I'd probably just do something like this on this one, and I have my entry right here at this bullish order block. So let me put this right here, bullish OB, and I would wanna get in here, and I would aim for higher, because not only is this the bullish OB, but also it's this support resistance area right here as well. So big area, would love to get in right there. And additionally, it's the top of this range. This was major support, major resistance, major resistance, major resistance, major resistance, major support, major support, major support. Excuse me, a little bit of resistance. And so yeah, this would be an excellent trade. I would love to get in here. So I'll definitely plot a lot of alerts down right around here. And I doubt that I'll be able to get a fill in if I don't have at least a little bit of an order in right here. So I'll put a little bit of order in, and then I'll get my alerts and look at it in a lower time frame, and hopefully there won't just be one wick down, and I'll actually be able to get in a better fills. But yeah, that's the game plan for VRA. It's not looking bad. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, and I don't think I'm gonna get it, but if it does come down here, I definitely want to get it. And the last thing that I want to do for this video is just make it a little amendment or adjustment to my KASPA trade. This is what I had last time. I said that if it comes back down here, that that would be a good trade, because this is obviously a key level. Boom, 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 boom. But I am not really feeling it. I'm not really liking the KASPA right now anymore. I guess people just bought it, and it's too mainstream now, because this does not look good. I'm looking at this, and I do not like the way that this looks, which makes me think that it's going to come a lot further down than this area. I think it's going to drop. So I am going to delete my KASPA buys. I don't really like it. And so I just wanted to mention that. And, for all these other ones that I've had on the other, the other market updates, same thing goes. I mean, for the most part, same thing goes for them. And yeah, I'll have to do another video, because this one is 3 hours in. I'm 3 hours in on this video right now, and I need to stop it because I am making a course on trading, version 2.0, my crypto mastery course, and I have to work on that. So this is going to be it for this video. Once again, if you haven't liked this video, please like it. Please subscribe, write a comment, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram at CryptoLeets, follow me, everywhere. Support me on social media. I'm trying to grow this account, trying to make it big. So let's do this. And fingers crossed that this is actually going to be a pretty solid bull run. It's looking like it. It's looking really good right now. It's looking good so far. I'm liking the way things are looking. And I think that we got another probably 2 weeks of solid green for the next 2 weeks. That's my hypothesis. So let's see if we're right, because we definitely need to make some money. All right, I'll be back, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.